Hi, it's Lee from Colouring Queen, and I've got a Disney Colour by Numbers book today. It's Princesses Volume 2. Now, it has a glossy cover on the front, and you can see it there in relation to a Joanna Basford colouring book. Nice glossy cover there, it's reflecting in the light, and you can see it's coloured by numbers by the little colour key here below. Now, this was originally released as a French edition, and this is the English edition. On the inside, we've got this nice little insert, and this little card flap here is super handy. So, if you want to mark your page where you're up to or where you want to colour next, you can use that little flap. So, at the start of the book, we have the title page. Now, it did seem to get a little bit roughed up in post, but, that sometimes happens with Amazon. Now, they do recommend that you do not use alcohol markers because this is double-sided paper, it's going to go through, so they recommend water-based or acrylic markers. So the images are printed on both sides of the paper, which is white, and it's a medium quality. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of lines here, and unless you squint a bit, you really can't see what the picture is. So I'll go through this pretty quickly because it's just really hard to tell what it is. And to be honest, when I opened it up and seen how detailed it was, my old eyes just sort of freaked out, and I thought, "Oh my god, I'm going to need my magnifying glass to see the numbers on this." It is just way smaller than what I expected. Now there's 100 princesses here, and when we get to the back, I'll show you how gorgeous they are, and it might be just worth the effort to squint or to get out your trusty magnifying glass to see what these numbers are. Now, the color key is down below, and you can see that on the individual pages, it goes up to the end of the alphabet, and then there's some symbols. And every page starts with like 1, 2, 3, 4. One is generally black from what I've seen so far. Now, if it's a double page spread like this one, then the numbers go all the way across the page there. And look, it should fold down a little bit better to get into the ditch there, but might need to put some force on the spine if you're colouring that. Now, if you sort of squint a bit, you can actually see the picture, which is good. But I'm just hoping that my acrylic markers, are fine enough on the nib to actually colour in this book because, some of those lines look really, really tiny to me, like, this one's just freaking me out, like, how on earth can you see that? But the liner is, grey, so it should be pretty easy to cover up, but with the acrylic markers, might need to go over them twice, but, yeah, I'll see what happens when I colour it in. This one's got actually some bigger areas to colour, so maybe that one's not so intimidating. Now, this one has some pre-coloured little bits on it, just probably because they were too fine and they thought pre-printing it would be better. But yeah, the images are pretty cute and it's kind of fun to squint a bit and see what the picture actually is. But these sorts of ones with all the numbers and all the detail are just really freaking me out. But hopefully, this is another double page spread. Hopefully, when you go around and actually check the numbers, that they're basically just a block of the one number and they've divided it up. I hope that's the case. But I should have realized from the cover that it was a little bit more detailed than my eyesight would welcome. But I guess the good thing about using acrylic markers, if that's the way you're going to go, or pencil, if you're using pencil, you can erase it if you make an error. And if you're using the acrylic markers, I've usually found that I can scrape things off with my fingernail. I don't know if it'll work on this particular paper, but I'm sure I'm going to find out. Oh, look at this. Oh my God. No, thank you. This one is easier, I think, to tackle. Hmm. Yeah, the images, when you see them colored at the back of the book, they are really lovely. So I'm sure it's going to be all worth it. But at the moment, it's freaking me out. Uh, nice gaps there. Another double page spread. Another one with just a little bit of black on there. So it's good that we don't have to dig around and try and find a liner. This one you can clearly see the castle, so that it's actually got line art there, probably because they wanted to enhance the actual lines of the castle and not give it a painterly look so that you could actually see that. We've got a few coloured in purple here, which is nice of them. Again, probably because they're very small detail. But, and some nice big oak and white elements there. White is not a colour in the colour key, so they just leave it open, like on there when it's white. And this one's got some pale pink in it that's already been pre-printed there. So here's the gorgeous pictures, and this is what I love. I mean, aren't they lovely? We've got Tiana and Rapunzel, Cinderella, Raya and the Last Dragon, Ariel, the Little Mermaid, Belle and Cogsworth, Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid again, Pocahontas, Raya, Rapunzel, Jasmine, Mulan, Little Mermaid, Merida, Belle, Pocahontas, Mona, Tiana, Snow White. Oh, we've got all the beautiful princesses here. Aren't they lovely? I'm probably the only person alive that hasn't seen The Little Mermaid. Um, so I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name correctly, but aren't they lovely? Look at this one of Rapunzel. Doesn't she look gorgeous? And so many cute little images. This one's a little bit plain, but I guess it's nice to have something different. We've got Sleeping Beauty as well. And they really are lovely. I hope this was that castle one from the Beauty and the Beast. That one had the line art already on it. Princess and the Frog, more Rapunzel, and now we come to the end. And I love this picture of Snow White. Just gorgeous. And again, you can use this back flap to mark out the page or where you're up to, or where you want to colour next. So that's it for our Beautiful Princesses book, Volume 2. That's enough colouring to keep you busy for a while, I suspect. So that's it for me. Until next time, stay safe and happy colouring.